I hope I'm not speaking out of school, but I've seen the stress in the chief's eyes. He is seriously concerned about this issue, as I am, as the supervisors are. It's something we want to address, and as everybody I think agrees, we all need mutual respect across the board, and we have to give the citizens a respect. It would certainly be helpful if we got that coming back. I think one of the things I've learned in my experience as a police officer, and I'll just give you one little anecdote. As a young police officer dealing with young men on the street, we get into this tug of war sometimes. One side wants to be, you already know what I'm going to say, right? One side wants to control that situation. So the other side's, kind of quietly says, no, I'm going to control it. So you get into this little tug of a war thing. Not necessarily a physical battle, but it's an intellectual battle, and it's something that happens on the streets. And the only reason I bring up the one experience is, I'm getting to be an older guy now. I'm 46 years old, and the same people that I would see on the streets 20-some years ago that I would arrest and argue with and get into fights with, now I see them on the street and we hug and we laugh and we kind of hang out, and we know it grows. We have to grow and we learn. Just like young men and the citizens in the street learn, we learn as police officers. And I think that's one of my biggest jobs as a supervisor, as a commander of the afternoon shift, is to go back and teach the young officers. And this isn't the first time that I've heard that sometimes young officers may not speak the way they should. And it hasn't gone unnoticed, and we've known these things even prior to coming here today, but I really appreciate and thank you for bringing this up. And I tell you with all my heart, I will be out there, and I will be addressing the officers, and not just the afternoon shift. With the chief's permission, I'm going to go to the other shifts, and we're going to get the word out, but this needs to be a continuous thing. It's just not going to, this isn't going to go away in a week, and even if we can make some strides in the next 2-3 months, it's going to be a constant battle, and we have to remind and train, and I think, I know there's a lot of people in this room may not feel this way, but I think our department, our police department, is second to none, and we do try. And there's nobody on this panel that is ever going to allow anything inappropriate to happen in our presence or anything that we're aware of. We're also not foolish enough not to understand that as supervisors, a young officer may not do something in our presence that he would do otherwise. But we're not stupid. We've been around. There's no police officer out there that's going to show me a new trick. Okay, and so I say with all respect to the people in the room, and we're going to continue to try. I hope I answered your question, and we're going to do the best we can.
Talking about respect, what about the personnel? I go to bail one of my boys out, I get disrespectful. I go over and talk to the police officer, they got a frown like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's everyone down in the police department. I had one that was arrested. The officer came into my yard because someone else was driving the car. My son was in there. I'm in my home. I come out. His name was... I come out to see what the problem was. He gets an attitude with me. So now you know what happened? There's a confrontation in my yard. In order to discontinue this confrontation, I held up a phone. And he says, no problem. It's not only the police department and your young officers, it's the personnel down in the police department. They are very disrespectful.
Okay. I want you to know that we will be getting back to these problems and meet with the chief, and we're going to talk to the probation department because that came up, and we'll be talking to the judges at some point. We're going to be working on that.